Okay, our chief judge and the ballot counters have left the room, so we're free to talk about them. This will give us an opportunity to learn a little bit more about and meet each of our contestants. I'm going to call them up to the front here in the same order which we heard from them in the table topic section. So please help me welcome back Joe Keefe. All right, Joe, please share with us the club that you are representing here today and how long you've been a Toastmaster.
I'm a member of Bank New York Mellon Toastmasters. In this most recent tour of duty, I've been a member since about March of 2014.
You said that what inspires you most are people who overcome adversity. Tell us a little story about somebody who overcame adversity that is inspirational to you.
I'm happy to answer that, Mr. Contest Chair. Before I do, everyone has the same question I'm thinking of right now. What are the other two questions?
The world will never know.
Do it. I once read a book by this woman who came from Rwanda in Africa. Her name is Immaculée Ilibigazi. And if you remember about 20-some years ago, there was a massive genocide. She belonged to a minority community, and a lot of people that she knew, her family, her father, her brother that she loved, were all killed. And she was kept captive, thanks to a pastor, which is of a different type of tribe of people within Rwanda. What impressed me most about this woman is she was able, despite all the hardship, knowing that so many people were killed violently, she brought something in herself to forgive. She is an extraordinary woman, a woman of exceptional faith. When I heard that she came to the Pittsburgh area about 2 years ago, I heard her speak, and I stood in line for 45 minutes just to get her a book and have her sign it. To this day, she inspires me. If I could take one lesson and apply just a little bit of what she spoke about that day, I begin to become a better person. Thank you.
If I could go back in time, I'd get myself a third hand. Let's welcome back Max Almeida. Max, could you share with us the club that you're representing and how long you've been a Toastmaster?
I'm with Aspinwall Toastmasters. I have been a member of that club since August of 2014.
And you said that what inspires you most is a drive to always better yourself. So share with us one way you've bettered yourself in the last year.
The last year has been particularly trying for me, at least it started off. Last October, last June, I lost a job, which I had worked at for 10 years, was my dream job. I was making Halloween mask costumes and props. This is something that I wanted to do since I was a little boy. And I lost that job. At the same time, my girlfriend, who I spoke of so lovingly, she worked there, we both lost our jobs. So the world pretty much collapsed on us. Instead of giving up, I got up. At that moment in time, I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to take these things seriously that I've been doing for the past year. I've been studying Russian for 2 years now. Up until that time, I did it every day. It was like a hobby. I didn't know how serious I was going to get about it. I lost my job. I started getting up at 4:45 in the morning so I could study for 2 hours before anybody else in my house got up. And still to this day, I get up at 4:45 in the morning to study Russian. My girlfriend looks at me like I'm crazy or something. I look at her in my clothes, I say, let's go, what are we doing? Come on, where are we going? Come on, let's go, let's go. Let's move. That's what I do every day to better myself, whether or not it works. Perhaps some of my friends in Toastmasters actually won't come that.
Thank you, Matt. Let's welcome back Jessica Miner. Jessica, please share with us the clubs you're representing, or club you are representing, and how long you've been a Toastmaster.
Today, I'm representing Running Man Speaks. I'm a charter member of the club, and we started it, I think, like 3 years ago. I don't know, it's been a blur. If you've ever started a club, it's a blur. But I'm also a member of Cranberry County.
Okay. You mentioned that your daughter inspires you most. Share with us an inspirational story about your daughter.
Oh my gosh, there are so many stories about my daughter, and most of you here have heard about my daughter, because so many of my speeches and topics are about her. She is a little mini me, and it scares the bejesus out of me, let me tell you. Seriously, if I could have been the child that she is now, when I was a child, things might be a lot different for me. I was very shy. I know you don't believe it, but I was very backward when I was a child. Not backward, but I didn't think anybody wanted to deal with me, so I just didn't make them. I just kind of stood in the background. My daughter, on the other hand, is so outgoing, very vivacious and energetic. She always has something to tell, and the most incredible imagination ever. So we have fun telling lots of stories, and she really does inspire me in everything I do. She's the reason I get up in the morning, and the reason I crash at night.
Please help me welcome back Melissa Clay. You've noticed the trend thus far? Okay, so please share with us the club that you're representing and how long you've been in Toastmasters.
Today I'm actually representing the Carrick Club. I have been a member of that club since March of this year, but as an overall Toastmasters member, I also belong to the BNY Mellon Club, and October was my 2-year anniversary.
You said that what inspires you is an underdog who beats the odds. So tell us a little bit about your favorite underdog.
I don't necessarily have a specific person, but I'm a sports fan. And I cannot play sports. I'm a spectator. And I love stories where somebody has maybe a physical handicap and they overcome the odds. An example, a marathon. A person born with maybe just one leg or no legs at all. And they're out there and they're competing. And here I am taking my health for granted. I got to get off here at the bus stop. I got to walk 5 more blocks. I do it. And I think it makes me, I'm like, man, is that selfish? Maybe I'll give anything to be able to walk those 5 blocks. And so that keeps me in check. Also, one other person, I don't recall his first name, but he was a pitcher for the California Angels in the 70s. His last name was Abbott, and he was born with only half an arm. He was a pitcher, obviously he would pitch with his right hand. But it just inspired me because I would watch him, the ball would get hit to him, he'd field it, and he didn't let that handicap hold him back. So that is why I always root for the underdog.
Thank you. Let's welcome back Alexis Sanders.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, your form is incomplete. Same drill. Club you're representing. representing and how long you've been in Toastmasters.
Thank you. I'm representing today the Impact Toastmasters from Division A. I was expecting 1/4 of the crowd to be cheering at this point. Come on, everybody, come on, 1/4. Yeah, that's right. I'm also a part of the Solid Box Club, Division C. And I've been a Toastmaster since May of 2014, about a year and a half.
All right, you said that what inspires you most is incremental improvement. All right, so share with us an incremental improvement that you've made in, say, the last 30 to 60 days.
I think for everybody, it's kind of hard to see how much we've grown because we're there with us throughout the entire journey. But I look for those incremental moments where there's just a little win, little baby wins. Incrementally doing this, standing up in front of everyone, I think that's for me a little, like an incremental thing, make it a little bigger chunk. I see it, I practice jujitsu. I actually started ballet a few months ago and to actually supplement my judo. And it's awkward because I've never done ballet and I'm not very good. And it's with professional ballerinas who teach it, and I'm horrible. But I go there and they often tell me, wow, Alexis, you just freestyled that. But that's okay, because we're going to work hard.
Let's welcome back Michael Cortez. Okay, Michael, share with us the club you're representing and how long you've been in Toastmasters.
Well, today I am representing Erie's Toastmasters Club in Erie, Pennsylvania, and there you go. I joined Toastmasters back in March of 2003. For you younger members, no mentioning of your age at that time, please.
Okay, Michael, you said that people who lift up others through encouragement, appreciation, listening, understanding, and forgiveness inspire you the most. So share with us a specific story about someone who has lifted you up or encouraged you.
See, I thought you might ask something a little bit more general about that, because it's probably, isn't that a strange 5 particular things to list on your form? But
I figured you put them in order of importance. I gave it a top 2. Feel free to choose from the other.
I chose those 5 because it's actually from an author, John Maxwell. It's about people skills. And it has to do with how you treat other people. And I think many of us come to Toastmasters and we find that, for the most part, we treat each other pretty well, don't we? And I have found that being with Toastmasters to be one of the most uplifting and encouraging environments I've ever been in. We can cheer for that.
Yes.
But oftentimes we talk about helping others, encouraging others, uplifting others, and we use one word. We use they encourage me, they uplift me. But when I saw this list, I thought to myself, this is a really good list of those components that we can practice in little incremental practices every day that are going to lead us to that big picture that creates the environment that we're all in now.
Thank you, Michael. Let's welcome back Bob Walter. Bob, share with us the club you're representing and how long you've been in Toastmasters.
I represent the Nittany Club in St. College, Pennsylvania. I've been a member since spring springtime.
All right, you said that what inspires you most is watching your children try something new. Share with us something that they've tried new recently.
Okay? So, inspirationally, I'm going to give you a little backstory. I have a crazy older sister and a crazy younger sister, and I'm the stable middle child. My wife has a crazy older brother, a crazy younger brother, and she's the stable middle child. And all of our children have inherited those traits from us. Kind of low key, take everything in, watch what's happening before you try something new. And sometimes that's good, but a lot of times I really wish they would try something new, just challenge themselves. This winter, I took my son skiing for the first time, and he was terrified. He was worried that he couldn't do it, but I made him do it. And he was nervous the whole way, asking kind of tentative questions. And we went for 2 days. The end of the first day, he didn't know anything going in, knew nothing. And at one point, we're zigging and zagging down the hill, and about 3 o'clock on the first day, he just takes off. And he goes down, and he stops by the left, and he waits on it. And I ski up next to him, and he goes, "That was awesome!" So, that's the first part. The second day, he took another lesson. I took him up one of the higher slopes later in the afternoon. And about 3 o'clock that day, we were getting ready to leave, and he knew that the day was coming to an end. And he turned to me, no kidding. He turned to me and said, "Dad, thanks for making me do this." And so that inspired me, speaking in front of people, receiving a question I'd never heard before, and having to answer it for 2 minutes, and not buckle to my knees. So that sort of, having him put that out there in the wintertime, encouraged me to join the Toastmasters. Thank you.
And let's welcome back Carissa Kilgore. Carissa, share with us the club you're representing and how long you've been in Toastmasters.
I represent Seton Hill University Toastmasters, which we chartered just this year, and I'm the charter president, I guess you could say. It's actually a trick question of how long I've been in Toastmasters. I have a little bit of start-stop action. I started Toastmasters in 2008 with Bechtel Plant Machinery Incorporated when I worked there as a lowly technical writer. And now I am an English professor at Seton Hill University. And so I have been in Toastmasters technically since 2008, but less technically since 2015.
You said that what inspires you most are your ESL students. So first you're going to have to tell us what ESL stands for, and then maybe share with us one inspirational story about one of your students.
They're my favorite topic. My non-native English speakers. They are studying English as a second language, ESL, English as a second language. And I teach them, I only teach them, until this year when I got to teach an education course where I'm teaching future teachers how to work with these non-native English speakers. With my first year teaching Americans, it's really weird, they all know English. But my ESL students tend to be some of the most driven students on campus. They're in America, and it's a really big opportunity for them. They want to do well. They show up to my classes, and they really want to learn English. It's amazing. It's impressive. I'm taking Spanish. I speak French. So I have a lot of empathy for what they're going through, but at the same time, while they're learning English, while I'm teaching them English, they're taking courses in English for their majors. It's incredible. One of my favorite stories about one of my students actually breaks my heart. I had my first semester teaching a young woman from Japan. Her name was Sachiko. And she was so quiet, as stereotypically Asian women are. But she was really hard to break out of her shell. She was a journalism major. Where did that come from? But Sachiko, by the time she left last year, had secured a job at a major publication in Japan, where she would be doing interviews in English. Pretty happy about that. Writing in Japanese. And I'm going to get to go see her over Christmas when I'm in Japan.
I don't know that our chief judge and the
It was very good.